Today we're going to make some adjustable door hinges for my 1953 F100. Mid-50 already makes these ready to go, and all they do is drill and tap some holes so that you can run some bolts to make some micro adjustments to your door's fitment. And now you can buy them like this, but obviously their upmark on the price is ridiculous, and you might be considering not even buying them. Well, my suggestion would be to buy regular ones from Dennis Carpenter or Mid-50. Mid-50 shipping is not that great, but I would buy them from Dennis Carpenter and make them yourself. So that's what we're going to do today. You could also repin and rebuild your old hinges. That could be a lot of work. If you want to do it that way, you can, but just for comparison, here is original hinge compared to a Dennis Carpenter hinge. The original hinge is very loose, very squeaky, and it needs to be rebuilt. This one does not have any slop in it. I do have slop in my other ones. The Dennis Carpenter one is extremely tight. Once we get the weight of the door on there, that'll be very nice. I've actually mounted this one and used it, and it's very nice and solid. No play, obviously. And the pins are obviously different. The style is slightly different, the shape. You can see the wings there. The Dennis Carpenter one is angled. It's got more surface area. It's pretty solid. There's more molding, more uniqueness to the original style. The Dennis Carpenter ones, which by the way are the exact same thing you get from Mid-50, they're pretty basic, pretty plain, but they do the job, and like I said, they're very nice. Alright, so here's the things you need to make your own adjustable hinges. First, you need all the bolts. Specifically, you're going to need 36 5/16 coarse thread bolts. These are zinc coated, 3/4 inch long. This is what the original truck used all the way around on all the hinge bolts, and this is what we're going to also use for our adjustable bolts as well, just to make things simpler. You're going to need 36 of them. I have a bag of 40 because you never know, and 5/16 is pretty common, so buy extras. Later on in the process, I realized that you actually will want to change the bolts that hold the hinge to the door to a longer size instead of 3/4, maybe 1 inch or 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, depending on how far out you need to adjust your screws. Because if you max out the adjustment screws, then bolts, then your bolts that hold the hinges to the doors might be too short to grab. Next, you're going to need a solid tap, a 5/16 tap and drill bit. I recommend getting a brand new one. And then obviously you need your door hinges. Mid-50 adds 3 holes to their hinges, 2 in the front and 1 in the back, to create a triangle position between all the holes. Of course, these 3 holes will be what you drill and tap to 5/16. So you'll be doing 12 holes total, 3 on each hinge. So let's get started. And now we have 4 freshly drilled and tapped door hinges. It actually went much smoother than I thought. It took me about an hour, and everything came out good. All the bolts thread through them just fine. And now we have adjustable hinges. So that's how you make them. Now we're going to try and actually install some doors and see how that goes. I made this jig to kind of help hold the door up as I'm working on it. I don't know if it's really going to help, but I saw something similar that Eastwood makes, and I'm hoping that the concept will help me out. First thing I'm going to do is start mounting all the hinges. I only put the bolts in snugly, nothing too tight, that way we can adjust them as we get ready to put the door on. not yet tried to see how well it shuts yet, but this is the hinges mounted. And as you can see, there's our threaded holes that we made for our adjusters. So the way that works is, all you gotta do is put a bolt in there, thread it in there, and then depending on how your door fits, loosen these up just a little bit, thread in your bolt just a little bit to push the door away from the hinge, and then tighten back up. That's how it works. Same thing down here. And it gives you a lot of adjustability because you can already loosen these and move your door up and down. You can loosen all these and move the hinge up and down. So, and twist and all that kind of stuff. So there's a ton of adjustment now. But just sitting how it is, things kind of just snug. I want to see how the door fits. Probably terribly, but I just want to see. So we're looking at our gap right here. Not too shabby. The hinges are very stiff. Alright, up here we're very close. We're very high up. And we're rubbing on something. Looks like maybe the top of the door up there. And we're also hitting in here somewhere. So it's not wanting to shut all the way. So we're gonna make some adjustments and see if we can get it fitted up. Alright, I've added some adjustment bolts to the bottom hinge because the bottom of the door needs to be pushed out. Whenever I try to shut it, it's pinching on the cab, so it can't really shut all the way. So I've got my prop on my jack there to hold the door up while I loosen the bolts holding the hinge to the door. And then I can loosen those up, push these through, and then tighten these back up and hopefully push the door out just a little bit. Alright, the bottom adjustment helped. We still have a springiness to the door wanting to stay open, but that's okay. Our gaps here are very tight, but not touching. Not crazy consistent. Not something I'm crazy worried about either. But anyway, and our gap here is large, which means we could try to slide the door over a little bit, and I might fool with that. But I want to do adjustment now to the top because, as you can see, we're sunk in quite a bit. I think we can make that better, so we'll try that. I think it will wind up pushing the top of the door out, and then I might have to adjust the bottom and let it in or out more, not sure. Obviously it's a ton of little tweaks here and there to get it just right. So everything's lined up. Actually all my gaps and stuff is really good, and you can see the hinge, if it'll focus. The hinge is rubbing right there. Everywhere else seems to be fine. It's just rubbing on itself right there. And what that's causing is something I'm not worried about, because it'll obviously wear itself out. I could make my own adjustments or whatever, but I'm not worried about it. It makes it so that when I get it pretty close to being shut, it wants to spring out. Just because it's super tight right there on the hinge. It's not touching anywhere else on the door, down there at the rocker. It's not touching the pillar at all. It's not touching anything up there. It's actually really good, and I can hold it flush with the cab, and I can still push it and make it hit the cab. So holding it right where it needs to be, it's not touching anything. It's just that hinge is super tight, so it's wanting to spring out. So I'm actually gonna leave it for now. I think after riding and using it, it'll be fine. It's not gonna hurt anything other than the hinge getting scraped up, which is just, it's a moving part, that's gonna happen. So I'm actually really happy with it. It didn't take too long to get it adjusted and fitted right. The front door is on, but I can't get it aligned right now. It won't shut all the way because it's hitting the floor right in this area, on this ledge, and I can't push it away from the door, or away from the cab yet on the hinge adjusters, because I got the same length bolts for everything, but what I didn't think about was if you were to max out the adjustment of these bolts are no longer long enough to reach through and grab. So that's something to think about when you do this mod. You want some longer bolts for the actual hinge bolts. So I gotta wait till I can get some longer ones. The hardware store's closed now. There's weird fitment right here. It's not good at all, but it is close on the back, like it's out. So the adjustment needs to go that way, and that'll help that clear up. So I just have to say that these adjustment bolts are just magic. This door, as you saw before, was just fitting up terribly. It's still got a weird gap here, but it's better. My gaps here are getting better. I'm not worried about them being perfect, but it's much better here. It's still sunk in here, but not as bad. I've pushed it out a little bit. I still need longer bolts, but the cool thing is I don't know if I showed before, but it would only close about this far. Now it's getting this far, so I'm getting a little bit closer. I just need longer bolts. I've gone as far as I can go with the longer bolts that I found, and the thing is too, it's a little bit past, but enough that I'm very okay with that. The top needs to come out some more, the bottom needs to come out a little bit more, but it's actually making it line up a lot better. That was stressing me out. I'm glad that it's nothing major, and definitely make your hinges adjustable. It was like magic. I didn't think this door, I thought I was gonna have to do more work to this door, but it's actually starting to line up. And if I had some longer bolts, I could get it today, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen. So on the passenger door, I have a binding hinge, which I pointed out earlier. It's just binding right there. So I think I may just get the belt sander, the little finger sander, and hit that. See what I can do. Alright, we got the doors on. The driver one still needs a little bit more fitment. I gotta get some longer bolts like I was saying, but I did get it pretty close. It'll shut this far before it hits the inside of the cab, so we're getting close on that. I got it further away from where it was scraping down here. We got this gap is slowly closing in, but it's looking good. Opens good. I'm liking that. And see, I can push it in flush, but it is binding on the floor, so we're almost there. The other side has actual hinge binding problems, but I did fool with it and get it closer. It's sticking out because of the hinge binding, but without touching anything, it squeezes in fine. And our gaps all the way around are looking really good. I'm gonna adjust it a little bit to get that close gap out, but everything's looking good. It opens fine, doesn't hit anything. I did grind this down a little bit where it was rubbing. I'm gonna put a little bit of paint back on there. But it's just got a weird bind issue with the alignment. But yeah, that's how to make your own adjustable hinges and kind of how to use them. I'm still figuring that out. But hopefully in the next video, I'll be doing the Altman latch kit. So I'll finish getting the doors aligned so that when I put the kit on, everything works out good. And we'll be ready to rock and roll. Then the doors will come off. I'm hoping to get them wet blasted, get those in some primer, and then we're going to do some lizard skin insulation. That'll be super cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this somewhat of a tutorial helped you out with your own hinges. I didn't really go that far in depth on the alignment because I'm still figuring that out, but it was just trial and error all day trying to get it to fit a little bit better at a time. But yeah, I hope to help you guys out. So we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.